Right-wingers blame Silicon Valley's bank collapse on woke politics, and we are so very tired. This is from Pink News. Many right-wing outlets have tried to blame Silicon Valley Bank's closure on woke policies. Wokeness at it again. Damn wokeness. All these woke scolds causing our banks to collapse. How could they? U.S. officials shut the technology startup-focused bank on 10th of March following its sudden financial collapse. It marks one of the most significant banking failures since the financial crisis of 2008, leaving investors and billions of dollars of their money in limbo. Since then, California banking regulators have appointed the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, we hear that acronym a lot, to oversee its remaining assets. While officials and pundits are currently attempting to work out what caused the bank to crash, some have taken it as a chance to blame so-called woke political decision by heads of department. Several months before the collapse, Financial Risk Management Director for its UK branch, Jay Ursapa, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but I think that's right, led several initiatives to promote inclusion in the workspace. These included pride campaigns, blogs emphasizing mental health awareness, and promoting safe spaces. These are all traditional. This is like very common in workplaces these days. Wow, this text is so small. Sorry. I'm going to have to zoom super far in. Several right-wing pundits are now claiming that she was somehow too distracted by these policies to spot any problems. Some even blame the idea of diversity hires while making baseless claims that going woke resulted in mismanagement and eventual decline. They were one of the most woke banks, says Jay Comer on SVB Bank. Let's listen to this.
And then we see now coming out that they were one of the most woke banks in the quest for the ESG type policy and investing. This could be a trend, and there are consequences for bad Democrat policy. And I think we need to keep an eye on all the banking sector right now.
Well,
They were one of the most woke banks, he says. While many have argued that the anti-LGBTQ+ pundits using these excuses don't understand the nuance of management positions, others have claimed they're using it as yet another excuse to berate a queer woman of color. Ben Collins, a senior reporter for NBC News, was bewildered by claims from Fox News hosts that Silicon Valley was one of the most woke banks. He said, "I'm telling you, they're actually running with the woke banks thing. They're already using scary acronyms which to them mean diversity. It serves to obfuscate the reality there was a panicky bank run front run by some of the GOP's biggest donors." Prior to Ursapa's appointment, the bank spearheaded numerous inclusivity studies, reports, and campaigns to better identify discrimination in the workplace. Reports have included a 2020 and 2021 study into the UK gender wage gap, conversations with Latinx venture capitalists, and a report on women in technology banking. Meanwhile, some officials have argued that Donald Trump's stint as U.S. president was partially to blame for the bank's collapse. Regulations removed by Trump in 2018 could have prevented events that led to Silicon Valley's financial plummet, according to various sources. In a statement, former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders said, "The failure of Silicon Valley Bank is a direct result of an absurd 2018 bank regulation bill signed by Donald Trump that I strongly opposed. During the debate over the legislation, I said, are our memories so short that we have learned nothing from the 2008 Wall Street? Have we learned nothing from the savings and loan disaster of the early 1990s? If there is a bailout of Silicon Valley Bank, it must be 100% financed by Wall Street and large financial institutions," the Democrat senator urged. What do you think? Is it the woke banks? Are banks woke? Is that the question we're having to pose to ourselves today? This bank is too woke. That's why it failed. No, I really don't think so. I think at the end of the day, any bank's goal is the same as any other banks, and that is to make money for investors. I know. Consider me a crazy person for thinking such a wild thing about banks, but I promise you, banks, their goal is not to be woke. Their goal is to make money for their investors, okay? It's not about being woke. Oh no, my thing still says Pokemon Unite. Oh no, let me fix that really quick. Sorry about that. Conservatives tend to operate exclusively off of the Dunning-Kruger effect intellectually. Yeah, I know. Isn't it wild? It's usually the one where they think they're like really smart, but they're really not. Okay, Photoshop, are you going to open for me? I said yes. Sorry, I have to fix the graphic. Or you know what? Since it's not opening, let me just let's see, which one is that? That's 3. Let me just do this. There we go. Okay, cool. No, no more issues with the little banner down there. Okay. All right. So that's it for the woke banks. I really don't think that it was wokeness that caused this failure, rather.